Hello and welcome back. Lanita, the scrappy grandma, here, and this is our weekly Bible study where we are studying through, yearly, we study through the first 5 books of the Bible, which is called the Torah, which is the instructions. And the Torah, it's broken down into 54 sections, and you read it one section a week. And everybody that's following this calendar is studying the same thing at the same time all around the world. And this has been done. Yahusha, our Messiah, and the apostles, his disciples, they all did the Torah portions. How it was done in his time is that's I'm sure what they would read at home also, or share verbally the stories. But it was what read in the synagogue every week when they would go in to listen to the word. The scrolls, they'd unroll the scroll, kind of like Yahusha, Jesus, did when he unrolled the scroll and he read out of the Torah. The instructions for 5 books. So that's what we're doing here. For anyone who's new, we are in the 40th week. 41st week. So it's winding down. So it's exciting. I actually, about 2 weeks ago, was when I started in 2023. And so I have now completed a whole cycle, which is exciting. And then, of course, back, I think it's in April when we started. No, I'm sorry, it's coming up. And it's the fall, in the fall feast, at the end of the fall feast, then we start over. And so will have been all the way through it from start to finish. And that's in October with the calendar I'm following. So, sorry, I am bit up, so I'm scratching, trying not to scratch. Okay, so this is week 41, and it's Pinchas, or in some Bibles it's Phineas, and the English translation, but Pinchas, and it is Numbers 25:10 through 31. Out of the prophets, the Haftorah is 1 Kings 18:46 through 19:21. And what the Haftorah is, and I'm thinking it's when they were captive. Greece had taken them captive, the Israelites, and they made it illegal. It's either Greece or Rome, or I'm not sure, but they were taken captive, and it was illegal for them to have sacred scrolls, the Torah, the instructions, the first 5 books of the Bible. So they taught the same lessons, and they broke it up so that they could teach the instructions, the Torah, through the prophets. And then since Yahusha, Jesus, came, then they added on with the Gospels of the New Testament. And that's called the Brit Hadashah. So let's see here. It's Numbers 25:10 through 31. Then the Haftorah is Jeremiah 1 through 23. And in the Gospels, it's John 2:13 through 22. And my other commentary, it's Romans 11 to 32. And the Haftorah is different too. 1 Kings, I won't get to all of this on this recording, 46 through 19:21. So I'll do the first ones, but I'm going to, and if you'd like, join me on your own time, study out what it's saying. So what I'd like to do is I'd actually like to start by reading out of the commentary, because what I'm finding is if I read out of this, it sets the stage. It helps me to understand time frame, who's involved, and that way when I'm actually reading it things click and make more sense to me. Let me know what you think, if you like this format or if you prefer that I do the commentary at the end of the reading or not at all. Let me know, please, because I want it to be something that you enjoy going through and not have to suffer through. So anyway, first, Father Yah, thank you so much. Father, I pray that you send this out to whoever it is supposed to receive it. You know who it's supposed to go out to, and that you open their ears and their hearts and have them open to receive your living word, your instructions, your Torah. I thank you so much that you've given us these instructions to help us to learn how to live well and live in peace, knowing that when we walk this way, we walk in your blessings and your peace and in covenant with you, and help us to take what we learned today and apply it to our lives so that we can be more obedient each and every day in walking in covenant with you. You are so good to us and so patient and so gracious. Help us all to understand what it is you'd like us to learn from your word today. In Yehushua's mighty name, amen. Okay, so Pinchas. So last week's reading, Balak introduced us to Pinchas or Phineas, the grandson of Aaron, the priest, who during the rebellion of Baal Peor zealously removed evil from Israel by driving a spear through a tribal prince who was fornicating with a Midianite princess. Because of Phineas' zeal, Yahuwah stopped the plague and Israel was delivered from destruction. So this week's portion begins with Yahuwah rewarding Phineas by granting him a covenant of peace. See, it's just, isn't that what, isn't that the beautiful thing that we end up receiving, is a covenant of peace by being zealous for following the instructions. So this week it begins with Yahuwah rewarding Phineas by granting him a covenant of peace and the covenant of perpetual priesthood, because he's a high priest, because Aaron was his father, and Eleazar, I think it's Eleazar, is his name, was his father, and Aaron had just died, and Eleazar had just stepped into his priesthood, and Phineas or Pinchas is in line for the priesthood, and the father gave him a covenant of perpetual priesthood. So then the portion begins, and Yahuwah said to Moshe, Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, yes, son of Aaron, the priest, has turned back my wrath from the people of Israel, in that he was jealous for my jealousy among them, so that I did not consume the people of Israel in my jealousy. And that's Numbers 25, 10, and 11. So Pinchas is a type of Messiah. When Aaron received the promise of the priesthood from the Lord, it meant that his children and their descendants would be part of the Kohanim, the priestly class, the priesthood. However, since his grandson Phineas had already been born, he did not automatically receive this honor. Oh, interesting. Especially since his father Eleazar, the son of Aaron, was married, to a Gentile bride. Plot thickens. And that's Exodus 6:23. Let me see. I think I heard something about that this morning. I was listening to one of the commentaries. And yes, his wife, sorry. I have garden fingernails. So his wife was, I think, Moshe's wife's sister, or at least they were from the same tribe, from Reuben, which is Moses' father-in-law. So, and they were Midianites, and they were originally Gentiles, but they had they were grafted in. They were the sojourners. Among them, they all entered into covenant with Yahuwah. And so they were no longer Gentiles. They were grafted in and considered part of Israel. So, okay, so he was married to a Gentile bride, Exodus 6:25. When Pinchas risked his life by killing Zimri, the prince of the tribe of Simeon, however, Yahuwah rewarded him by making him a priest and promising him a covenant of peace. I know this is really interesting because this is what the Father's been speaking to me. And I even posted on my Instagram today about the peace, and that, 40 years from when I got saved in March of 1980 till a couple of years ago. And I was a Christian, and I went to church, and I did things the best I was taught and knew how, which was so lawless. But with I can do all things, and that we're not under the law. But I never had peace. Shocking. I never had peace. And I was always tormented, spiritually tormented, and in the mind, tormented in my mind. And it's just amazing how simply following the instructions, following the Torah, meditating on it and making it part of our life, that's obedience. And that's what the Father wants, is our obedience. And when we give our obedience, and we wholeheartedly seek to live for Him, then we're in covenant, and we're under all the blessings and the peace. I mean, things are going crazy. In case I'm recording this like a week after Trump was the attempted assassination of Trump. However you view it, because there's a broad spectrum. I'm in there. I have my thoughts, but it's crazy. And Biden just dropped out, and we're in that week of, okay, he's endorsing Harris. I'm not sure how she goes about. Anyway, so much stuff going on, and everybody feels it. Everybody feels that there's something wicked this way comes. Is something evil this way comes. Something's on the horizon. We all feel it. At least most people I talk to. But those of us that are focused on Him and His word and being about His business, we walk in peace. And so it's just so beautiful to be in this peace. So this is so cool. And that's what the Father keeps speaking to me over and over again, is share His peace with others, because people are losing their peace. And just remember, everything that's happening is ordained. It was prophesied. Look into the prophecies, and to understand the prophecies, you need to understand the instructions and how everything works. But He gives us spiritual eyes to see. So pray that He opens your eyes to how He wants you to maneuver through this crazy time in our world, and focus on Him. Focus on Him. And if your eyes start to get diverted, get back on the narrow path and focus on Him, because it's going to get crazy, and it's going to get wild, and it's going to get scary, and it's going to be terrifying and horrifying and cool and amazing. But we got to have our focus on Him. And look, Pinchas, he was so fervent and had his mind so, man, what a priest. What a true priest. He was there to guard the tabernacle and the purity of the people, and he handled it. And he was given a covenant of peace. So I'm sorry, I'll move forward, because now I'm getting stuck there, but the Father's just speaking peace to me in this crazy time. Yahuwah further promised him that his descendants after him, a covenant of perpetual priesthood, because he was jealous for what Yahuwah made for Yahuwah and made atonement for the people of Israel. This is a clear picture of Yahusha, the Mashiach, and his greater priesthood, his descendants of whom he is the first fruits. So the broken vav, I heard just a portion of this, so I'm interested to see what this more means, because there's an anomaly in the Hebrew writing that is substantial. And so the broken vav, which is a letter in Hebrew, and Yehoshua. The laws concerning the scribal art of writing the Torah requires that all the Hebrew letters be well formed. That is, no letters can touch other letters, and no letters can be malformed, broken, or otherwise illegible. However, there is a strange exception to these rules regarding the Vav. What appears in the word shalom in Numbers 25:12. Oh, that's the covenant of peace. Behold, I'm giving him a covenant of peace. In a Torah scroll, the word shalom is written something like this. Oh, it shows it. And it may be backwards, and I hope it's not. And where is it? Oh, it's right here. There we go. And there's a break in this letter, Vav. So, on a Sod, which is another letter, I think, level, now it's really getting me to want to learn Hebrew. So, on a Sod level, we can further think of this broken Vav as a picture of the brokenness of the Messiah for our ultimate deliverance. How so? Well, since Vav represents the number of man, the broken Vav represents a man that is broken. In this particular verse, the man has been broken for the sake of a covenant of peace that brought atonement to Israel, a clear picture of Yahusha, the Mashiach, and his ultimate deliverance for us. So according to Jewish midrash, which what I understand midrash to mean is where they all kind of get together and talk about, like, kind of what we do on Thursdays. We all talk about what the Father has shown us through the studying of his word, I think. Remember, I am not a teacher. I am a student. Sorry, I am a student here along with you, just digging these things up along with you. So according to the Jewish Midrash, Yahuwah promised a blessing upon Pinchas, meant that he would never die. Some of the more esoteric of the sages claim that Phineas was still alive at the time of the judges, and that Pinchas or Phineas and Elijah the prophet are the same people. Thus, in Jewish tradition, Elijah, who was taken up into heaven, was transformed into an angel, now reveals himself. And I don't know. I'll read it, but I don't like, I mean, there is an esoteric, but like with Kabbalah and stuff, they take it into a whole nother level of, the dark arts. And so I'm not always, so as Messianic believers, okay, however, we understand that the promise to Phineas was actually a foretelling of the glory of the greater priesthood of Yahusha. There we go. Glad I kept reading. Indestructible and everlasting, and it is his resurrection glory that is sometimes revealed to those whom the Father calls. May Yahuwah open our hearts to see this truth. Another census. So remember a few portions back, back at the beginning of Numbers, Yahuwah had Moshe do a census of all the military age men. So another census. After the plague ended, and Yahuwah commanded Moshe and Pinchas, his father Eleazar, to conduct another census of the people. This was 39 years after the exodus from Egypt. So they'd been wandering in the wilderness for these 39 years. After listing the tally for each of the various tribes, the total number of those counted, men between the age of 20 and 60, not counting the tribe of Levi, was 601,000 730, 1,820 less than the previous census, which numbered at 603,550. Note that after the census was taken, the Torah tells us that not one of the original people over the age of 20 were included in the tally, Numbers 26:4. According to the Midrash, okay, once again, take this with a grain of salt, the original generation died as followed. Every year after the 40th year, on the eve of the 9th of Av, Moses would command them, go out and dig. And the people would go out to the camp and dig themselves graves and sleep in them overnight. The next morning, a messenger would proclaim, let the living separate from the dead. Many people died that night, but the others would return to the camp for another year. This continued until the 9th of Av of the 40th year. Well, I mean, okay, so maybe because, I mean, how it happened with Moshe and with Aaron, it's like, okay, you're going to go up, with Aaron here just recently, you're going to go up to the mountain and you're going to sleep with your fathers. You're going to go. You're dying. You're going to die. So maybe they did do, they would go out and sleep in a grave, and those that lived and those that didn't, because they're having to, that whole generation has to die off before they can move into the promised land because of the golden calf. So, okay. Down here, the daughters of Zephlohadad then asked about their inheritance rights, since their father had died in the wilderness and they had no brothers to carry on the family name. And Moshe consulted Yahuwah, who included provision for these women to receive an inheritance in the promised land. In other words, Yahuwah gave exception to the law of Levirate marriage in allowing these daughters to inherit the land, because normally for women to have, they have to marry into their inheritance, or and then like if their husband dies, his brother has to marry them to keep. Is an interesting way back then. So anyway, Joshua selected to succeed Moshe. Yahuwah then commanded Moshe to climb Mount Abram to see the land which he had given to the children of Israel. What a sad, exciting, but sad journey this had to have been. And you shall see it, and then you shall be gathered to your people, as Aharon, your brother, was gathered. So, I mean, here's like, okay, let's go up to this mountain. You get to see the promised land, but because of striking the rock twice, you don't get to enter. How bittersweet. I mean, that he gets to see it and that he knows that the promises, and maybe he's just tired. And I'm like, cool. I'm going to go sleep with my ancestors, because it's been a long, hard road. So, but just how bittersweet and how sobering that him acting out the way he did costed him something great. I mean, how many things has our disobedience cost us? So, and you shall see it, and then you shall be gathered to your people as Aharon, your brother, was gathered. Moses was not allowed to enter the land, you recall, because at Kadesh he struck the rock twice, Numbers 27-11, a sin that dishonored the true rock, the Mashiach. And I've heard some commentaries on this. It was really kind of beautiful about striking the rock. So, and that's 1 Corinthians 10:1-5. Moshe then appealed to Yahuwah as Elohim of spirits of all flesh, and solicited him for a successor to his leadership. Yahuwah instructed that Joshua bin Nun, the fish, be commissioned through formal laying on of hands before Eleazar, the high priest of all the people of Israel, and it would be Joshua, a type of Yeshua, that led people into the promised land, not Moshe. According to Midrash, okay, whenever it says that, take it with a grain of salt. Moses assembled all Israel together, put a crown and robe on Joshua's head, and seated him on a golden throne. Where did they get a golden throne? Moses then sat with the rest of the people like a student before his teacher. All Israel listened to Joshua taught from the Torah, as taught Joshua taught from the Torah. Moshe did this every day for 30 days before his death. Eh, eh, I don't. I don't know if I believe it. I don't know where they got the information. So, additional laws of korbanot sacrifices. The last two chapters of this portion provide a detailed list of the offerings to be made at the tent of appointment, the tabernacle, daily offerings with additional offerings for Sabbath, Rosh Chodesh, the new moon, and the festivals are all listed here. Tamid, the daily sacrifice, every morning the Kohanim, the priest, had to offer a lamb as an olah offering on the brazen altar. This offering must be followed by a minchash, a meal offering, and a drink offering. Note that there was actually two Tamid offerings, a morning offering and an afternoon offering. Tamid offerings were also made on Shabbat, despite the work involved. Today, Tamid refers to daily prayer services said in the synagogues. So when the tabernacle was destroyed in 70 AD, what the head people, probably the scribes and the Pharisees or the Sanhedrin or Council of 70, who knows? I don't know who made the decisions then, but or maybe it's when like I said, I don't know, but they exchanged, because there was no temple to do the sacrifices, they exchanged prayers. So instead of these sacrifices being done in the morning and in the afternoon, they do morning and afternoon prayers instead. So then there's Musaf, additional offerings made on Shabbat, Rosh Chodesh, and on each holiday, the Moedim, the set apart days. Today, Musaf refers to an additional service associated with special Sabbats and festivals. Normally, an addition is made to the Shemod, Amidah. That includes reference to a particular holy day or its rituals. And I think I've had those where there's just special Sabbaths. So there's that. Let me get into reading now that we're 27 minutes in. And I do apologize. Like I said, let me know, because to me it's really helpful to see, to kind of set the stage up of how this all works. Sorry. So numbers still going, and I didn't set this up ahead of time, sadly, but okay, fortunately it's not far from where that was. So Numbers 25:10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 10. There we go. We're going to start there. And this is Pinchas. And it goes through 31. There we go. 30. Chapter 30, verse 1. Okay, so there's that one. And then the next one is Jeremiah. And we may not have time for the Haftorah, because I don't want to keep you, I don't want it to drag on. So Jeremiah 1:1 through 23. Jeremiah 1:1 through, well, it doesn't go to 23. Must in a different Bible. So it goes to 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Sometimes in this Bible, Jeremiah, Jeremiah 1 through 23. Okay. And then John 2:13 to 22. Mark, Luke, John 13. John 2:13. John 2. 13. There we go. And it's marked in my Bible from last year. That's so cool. 13 through 22. Okay. So, okay. Numbers 25:10 begins here. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, Phinehas, son of Eleazar, son of Aharon, the priest, has turned back my wrath from the children of Israel, because he was ardent in my ardor in their midst, so that I did not consume the children of Israel in my ardor, in my anger. Therefore say, see, I am giving him my covenant of peace. Awesome. And that's the broken vav. And it shall be to him and to his seed after him a covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was ardent for his Elohim and made atonement for the children of Israel. And the name of the man of Israel who was struck with the Midianite woman, was Zimri, son of Salu, a leader a leader of a father's house among the Simeonites. Simeons. And the name of the Midianite woman who was struck was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur. He was head of the people of a father's house of Midian. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, distress the Midianites, and you shall strike them. Distress the Midianites, and you shall strike them. And they distressed you with their tricks, with which they deceived you in a matter of Peor, in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of the leader of Midian, their sister, who was struck in the day of the plague because of Peor. So remember, last week, Balaam couldn't curse the children of Israel, but he showed Balak how to cause them to curse themselves by having the Midianite women tempt the men of Israel into fornication. And with that's how Phinehas, he ran through, so with a spear. And and it came to this 26, and it came to be after the plague that Yahuwah spoke to Moshe and to Eleazar, son of Aharon the priest, saying, take a census of all the congregation of the children of Israel from 20 years old and above, by their father's house, everyone going out to the army in Israel. So Moshe and Eleazar the priest spoke with them in the desert plains of Moab by the Yarden of Jericho, saying, take a census of the people from 20 years old and above, as Yahuwah commanded Moshe and the children of Israel who came out of the land of Mitzrayim. Reuben, firstborn of Israel, son of Reuben, of Hanak, the clan of the Hanakites, of Palu, the clan of the Puluites, of Hezron, the clan of the Hezron, clan of the Hestronites, and Camri, the clan of the Camerites. These are the clans of the Reubenites, and their registered ones were 43,730. And the son of Palu, Eliab, and the son of Eliab, Nebuel, Dathan, and Abri. This Dathan and Abram were the called ones of the congregation who contended with Moshe and against Aaron in the company of Korah, and they contended against Yahuwah, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up together with Korah when that company died, when the fire consumed 250 men, and they became a sign. But the sons of Korah did not die. Sons of Simeon, according to their clans, were Nemuel, the clan of the Nemuelites, Yamin, the clan of the Yaminites, Yakin, the clan of the Yakinites, Zerah, the clan of the Zerahites, Shaul, the clan of the Shahulites. These are the clans of Simeon's 22,200. Sons of Gad, according to their clans, of Zephon, the clan of Zephonites, the Haggai, the clan of the Haganites, the Shuni, the clan of the Shuniites, the Ozni, clan of the Oznites, the Eri, the clan of the Erites, of Arad, the clan of the Arites, of Areli, the clan of the Arelites. These are the clans of the sons of Gad, according to their registered ones, 40,500. And the sons of Judah, and Onan, and and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Yehuda, according to their clans, Salah, the king of the Selanites, Peretz, the king of the Parasites, Hartasites, that's it better, of Zerah, the clan of the Zerahites, and son of Peretz, and son of Peretz of Hestron, the clan of the Hestronites, and Hamul, the clan of the Hamulites. These are the clans of Yehuda, according to their registered ones, 76,500. Sons of Issachar, according to their clans, Tola, the clan of the Tolanites, Puah, the clan of the Punites, Yashab, the clan of the Yashabites, Shimron, the clan of the Shimrites. These are the clans of Issachar, according to their registered ones, 64,300. Sons of Zebulun, according to their clans, of Sarad, the clans of Saradites, Elon, the clan of the Elonites, Yahalel, the clan of the Yahalites. These are the clan of the Zebunites, according to their registered ones, 60,500. Sons of Yosef, according to their clans, by Manasseh and Ephraim. Sons of Manasseh are Mikar, the clan of the Mikarites. Mikar brought forth Gilead, the clan of the Gileadites. These are the sons of Gilead, of Ezer, the clan of the Ezerites, of Heleg, the clan of the Helegites, of Asherol, the clan of the Asherolites, of Shechem, the clan of the Shechemites, of Shemada, the clan of the Shemadites, and Hefer, the clan of the Hepherites. And Tesaladad and of Hefer had no sons but daughters, and the names of the daughters are Zelophehad, Mahala, and Noah, Haglah, Miklah, and Tirzah. These are the clans of the Mashanites, and are registered ones, 52,700. These are the sons of the Ephraim, according to the clans, the Shehulah, the clan of the Shehulahites, Becher, the clan of the Becherites, Tahan, the clan of the Tahanites, and these are the sons of Shmulah, the Aaron, the clan of the Aaronites. These are the clans of the sons of Ephraim, according to their registered ones, 32,500. These are the sons of Joseph, according to their clans. Sons of Benjamin, according to their clans, Bela, the clan of the Belanites, Ashbel, the clan of the Ashbelites, of Ephraim, the clan of the Hepherites, of Shuaphurim, the clan of the Shephumamites, of Humphan, the clan of the Huphanites. And son of Bela were Ard and Naaman, and the clan of the Ardenites, and the Nahmites, the clan of the Nahmites. These are the sons of Benjamin, according to their clans, and their registered ones, 45,600. These are the sons of Dan, according to their clans, of Shuham, the clan of the Shuhamites. These are the clans of Dan, according to their clans. All the clans of the Shuhamites, according to their registered ones, were 64,400. The sons of Asher, according to their clans, is Yimnah, the clan of the Yemenites, Yishwi, the clan of the Yishwiites, Berach, clan of the Beratites, of the sons of Bera and Heber, the clans of the Herberites, and the Mechalel, the clan of the Mechalelites. And the name of the daughter of Asher, and the name of the daughter of Ashur was Sarah. These are the clans of the son of Asher, according to their registered ones, 53,400. Sons of Naphtali, according to their clans, of Yashil, the clan of the Yashalites, of Guni, the clan of the Gunites. Anyway, of Yetzer, the clan of the Yetzerites, of Shalem, the clan of Shalemites. These are the clans of Naphtali, according to their clans, and the registered ones, 45,400. These are the registered ones of the children of Israel, 601,730. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, the land is to be divided to these as the inheritance according to the number of names. To the large ones you give a larger inheritance, and to the small ones you give a smaller inheritance. Each shall be given its inheritance according to the registered ones. But the land is divided by lot. They inherit according to the names of the tribes of their fathers. According to the lot, their inheritance is divided between the larger and the smaller. And these are the registered ones of the Levites according to their clans: of Gershon, the clans of the Gershonites; of Keth, clan of the Kethites; Merari, the clan of the Merarites. Those are the Levites. And these are the clans of Levites: the clan of the Libnites, and the clan of the Hebronites, and the clan of the Mahalites, and the clan of the Mushites, and the clan of the Kohorites. And Kahath brought forth Amram. And the name of Amram's wife was Jochebed, the daughter of Levi, who was born to Levi in Mitzrayim. And to Amram she bore Aharon and Moshe and their sister Miriam. And to Aharon were born Nebad and Abihu, Eliezer and Ithamar. And Nabad and Abihu died, and they were brought when they brought strange fire. And their registered ones were 23,000, every male from a new moon old and above. For they were not registered among the other children of Israel, because there was no inheritance given to them among the children of Israel. These were the ones registered by Moshe and Eleazar the priest, who registered the sons of Israel in the desert plains of Moab by the Jordan of Jericho. But among these was not a man of those registered by Moshe and Aaron, the priests, when they registered the sons of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. For Yehoshua had said to them that they shall certainly die in the wilderness, and not a man was left of them except Caleb, son of Yehoshaphat, and Joshua, son of Nun. Then came the daughters of Tisavad, son of Hipper, son of Gilead, son of Micr, son of Manasseh, from the clans of Manasseh, son of Joseph. And these are the names of his daughters: Mahab, Noah, Haglah, Milcah, and Tirzah. And they stood before Moshe and before Eleazar priest and before the leaders of all the congregation by the doorway of the tent appointment, saying, Our father died in the wilderness, yet he is not in the company of those who met together against Yahuwah in the company of Korah, but he died in his own sin and has no sons. Why should the name of our father be removed from among his clan because he had no son? Give us a possession among the brothers of our father. Moshe then brought the case before Yahuwah, and Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, The daughters of Ziphlabad speak what is right, and you should certainly give them a possession of inheritance among their father's brothers, and cause their inheritance of their father to pass to them. And speak to the children of Israel, saying, When a man dies and has no son, then you shall cause inheritance to pass to his daughter. And if he has no daughter, then you shall give his inheritance to his brothers. And if he has no brothers, then you shall give his inheritance to his father's brothers. And if his father has no brothers, then you shall give the inheritance to the nearest relative in his clan, and he shall possess it. And it shall be to the children of Israel a law of right ruling, as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, Go up into the Mount Ebron and see the land which I have given to the children of Israel. And when you have seen it, you also shall be gathered to your people as Aharon your brother was gathered, because you rebelled against my mouth in the wilderness of Sin, in the strife of the congregation, to set me apart at the waters before their eyes. These were the waters of Meribah, of Kadesh, in the wilderness of Tzin. And Moshe spoke to Yahuwah, saying, Let Yahuwah, the Elohim of the spirits of all flesh, appoint a man over the congregation, who goes out before them and comes in before them and leads them out and brings them in, so that the congregation of Yahuwah be not like sheep without a shepherd. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, Take Yehoshua, son of Nun, with you, a man in whom is the Spirit, and you shall lay your hands on him and shall set him before Eleazar the priest and before all the congregation, and give him command before their eyes, and shall put some of your esteem upon him, so that all the congregation of the children of Israel obey him. And he said, He is to stand before Eleazar the priest, who shall inquire before Yahuwah for him for the right ruling of the Urim. At this word they go out, and at this word they come in, both he and all the children of Israel, with him all the congregation. And Moshe did as Yahuwah commanded, and took Yehoshua and set him before Eleazar the priest and before all the congregation. And he laid his hands on him and commissioned him, as Yahuwah commanded by the hand of Moshe. And Yahuwah spoke to Moshe, saying, Command the children of Israel, and you say to them, Take heed to bring my offering, my food for my offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to me at their appointed time. And you shall say to them that this is the offering made by fire, which you bring to Yahuwah, 2 male lambs a year old, perfect ones, daily, a continual ascending offering. The one lamb you prepare in the morning, and the other lamb you prepare between the evenings. And 1/10 of the ephah of fine flour as a grain offering, mixed with 1/4 of a hin of pressed oil, a continual ascending offering, which was offered on Mount Sinai for a sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yahuwah. And its drink offering, 1/4 of a hin for each lamb. Pour out the drink to Yahuwah as an offering in the set apart place. And the other lamb you prepare between the evenings as the morning grain offering and drink offering. You prepare it as an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yahuwah. And on the Sabbath day, 2 lambs, a year old, perfect ones, and 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a grain offering mixed with oil, with its drink offering, and the ascending offering for every Sabbath, besides the continual ascending offering with its drink offering. And on the beginning of your new moons, you bring near an ascending offering to Yahuwah, 2 young bulls, 1 ram, 7 lambs, a year old, perfect ones, 3/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a grain offering mixed with oil for each bull. 2/10 of an ephah of fine flour as a grain offering mixed with oil for the 1 ram, and 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil as a grain offering for each lamb, as a sending offering of sweet fragrance, an offering made by fire to Yahuwah. And their drink offering is 1/2 a hin of wine for a bull, and 1/3 of a hin for a ram, and 1/4 of a hin for a lamb. This is an ascending offering for each new moon throughout the new moons of the year. How do you celebrate the new moon? Do you celebrate the new moon? Not so much celebrate. What do you do? Do you do anything different to observe the new moon? I know some people blow their shofars. Just let me know what you do, because I'm feeling led to, research, because I feel like we should be doing something to observe the new moon. So let me know if there's something that you do as a tradition, or if you have teaching on this. Okay. And 1 male goat. A second. Yeah. Throughout the new moon. Perfect. And 1 male goat as a sin offering to Yahuwah is prepared beside the continual ascending offering and its drink offering. And in the first new moon of the 14th day is the Pesach of Yahuwah, the Passover. And on the 15th day of this new moon is a festival for 7 days. Unleavened bread is eaten. And on the first day is a set apart gathering, and you do no servile work, and you shall. So, basically, they're tying up loose ends here and making sure that Joshua, he is teaching his generation. They're going over all of the stuff. No, sorry, had to decline a call. They're going over everything once again of how the offerings are supposed to be done, and the feasts and the festivals. So on the first day of the set apart gathering, you do no servile work, and that you shall bring near an offering made by fire, and as ascending offering to Yahuwah, 2 young bulls and 1 ram and 7 lambs, a year old, perfect ones they are for you. And their grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, prepare 3/10 of an ephah for the bull and 2/10 for a ram. Prepare 1/10 of an ephah for each of the 7 lambs and 1 goat as a sin offering to make atonement for you. Prepare these beside the ascending offering of the morning, which is for the continual ascending offering. According to these, you are to prepare the food of the offering made by fire daily for 7 days as a sweet fragrance to Yahuwah. It is prepared beside the continual ascending offering, its drink offering. And on the 7th day, you have set apart gathering. You do no servile work. And on the day of the first fruits, when you bring a new grain offering to Yahuwah at your festival of Shavuot, you have a set apart gathering and do no servile work. And you shall bring near an ascending offering as a sweet fragrance to Yahuwah 2 young bulls, 1 ram, and 7 lambs, a year old. And with their grain offering of fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each bull, 2/10 for 1 ram, 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, 1 male goat to make atonement for you. Perfect ones they are for you. Prepare them with their drink offering beside the continual ascending offering with its grain offering. And in the 7th new moon, on the first day of the new moon, you have a set apart gathering. You do no servile work. It is Yom Torah for you. And you shall prepare an ascending offering for sweet fragrance to Yahuwah, and 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 lambs, a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offerings, fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for the bull, 2/10 for the ram, and 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs, and 1 male goat as a sin offering to make atonement. Sorry. 1 male offering, a sin offering to make atonement for you beside the ascending offering with its grain offering for the new moon. The continual ascending offering with its grain offering and their drink offering according to their right ruling as a sweet fragrance, as an offering made by fire to Yahuwah. And on the 10th day of the 7th new moon, you have a set apart gathering, and you shall afflict your beings, and you do no work. And you shall bring near the sending offering of Yahuwah a sweet fragrance, 1 young bull, 1 ram, 7 lambs, a year old, perfect ones they are for you. And their grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for a bull, 2/10 for a ram, 1/10 for each of the 7 lambs. 1 male goat as a sin offering, beside the sin offering for atonement, the continual ascending offering with its grain offering and their drink offerings. And on the 15th day of the 7th new moon, you have a set apart gathering, and you do no servile work, and you are to celebrate the festival, celebrate a festival to Yahuwah 7 days. And you shall bring near an ascending offering, an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yahuwah, 13 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, a year old, perfect ones they are. And their grain offering, fine flour mixed with oil, 3/10 of an ephah for each of the 13 bulls, 2/10 for the 2 rams, and 1/10 each for 14 lambs. Whew, hold on. I made some tea, and I mixed it with a pomegranate lime electrolyte drink that I made. And I recorded it yesterday, and I'm going to try to get it uploaded with the recipe. It's been so hot here. We've been going through a lot of electrolyte drinks to keep our electrolytes up. So, okay. Oh my gosh, where did I? Yes, here. And on the second day, 12 young bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, a year old, perfect ones. And their grain offerings and their drink offerings for the bulls, for the rams, for the lambs, by their number according to the right ruling. And 1 male goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering, with its grain offering and their drink offerings. And on the 13th day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, and a year old, perfect one. Sorry, I glance up every now and then, 1 to check the time, 2 to make sure it's still recording, because last week I wasn't able to get to it because the recording, I tried four times, recorded it 4 times, and it didn't work all 4 times. And I wasn't feeling well and just couldn't get to it. So I keep checking to make sure my mic's still on, and I keep checking that it's still recording. So, okay. And on the 13th day, the 3rd day, 11 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, and a year old, perfect one, and their grain offering and their drink offering for the bulls, for the rams, for the lambs, by their number according to the right ruling. And 1 goat as a sin offering, beside the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. Then on the 4th day, 10 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offering and their drink offering for their bulls, for the rams, for the lambs, by their number according to the right ruling. And 1 male goat is a sin offering, beside the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. Then on the 5th day, 9 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offering and their drink offering for bulls, for the rams, for the lambs, by their number according to the right ruling. And 1 goat as a sin offering, beside the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. Then on the 6th day, 8 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, a year old, perfect ones, and their grain offering and their drink offering for the bulls, for the rams, for the lambs, by their number according to the right ruling. And 1 goat is a sin offering, beside the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. Then on the seventh day, 7 bulls, 2 rams, 14 lambs, and a year-old perfect one, and their grain offering and their drink offering for the bulls, for the rams, for the lambs, by the number, according to the right ruling, and 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. On the 8th day, you have an assembly. Last great day, the 8th day. You do no servile work, and you shall bring near an ascending offering, an offering made by fire, a sweet fragrance to Yahuwah, 1 bull, 1 ram, 7 lambs, a year-old, perfect ones, their grain offerings and their drink offerings for the bull, for the ram, and for the lambs, by their number, according to the right ruling. And 1 goat as a sin offering, besides the continual ascending offering, its grain offering, and its drink offering. These you prepare to Yahuwah at your appointed time, besides your vowed offerings, ascending offerings, and your grain offerings, as your drink offerings and your peace offerings. And Moshe spoke to the children of Israel according to all Yahuwah had commanded Moshe. And Moshe spoke to the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the word which Yahuwah has commanded. So that's the end of the Torah portion. I am going to go ahead and continue and do the Haftorah and the Brit Hadashah, because I might as well have it. And if you're not interested in listening, you can cut off at any time. So it is so many books here. Jeremiah 1 through 23. And the words of Yimrahu, the son of Haladahu, of the priests who were in Ananoth in the land of Benaim, to whom the word of Yahuwah came in the days of Yoshiyahu. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who that is. Son of Ammon, sovereign of Yehuda, in the 13th year of his reign. And it came in the days of Yahuyaquin, son of Yasharahu, sovereign of Yehuda, until the end of the 11th year of Jesradu, son of Yasharu, sovereign of Yehuda, until the exile of Jerusalem in the 5th new moon. Now the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, and this is Jeremiah, before I have formed you in the belly, I knew you, and before you came out of the womb, I set you apart. I appointed you a prophet to the nations, and I, Master Yahuwah, see, I do not know. And said I, Master Yahuwah, see, I do not know how to speak, for I am a youth. And Yahuwah said to me, do not say, I am a youth, but go to all to whom I send you, and speak whatever I command you. Do not fear their faces, for I am with you to deliver you, declares Yahuwah. And then Yahuwah put forth his hand and touched his mouth, and Yahuwah said to me, see, I have put my words in your mouth. See, I have this day set you over the nations and over the reigns, to root out and to pull down, to destroy and to overthrow, to build and to plant. And the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, what do you see, Yeremiah? That's Jeremiah. And I said, I see a branch of an almond tree. And Yahuwah said to me, you have seen well, for I am watching over my word to do it. And the word of Yahuwah came to me a second time, saying, what do you see? And I said, I see a boiling pot, and it is facing away from the north. And Yahuwah said to me, out of the north evil is set loose on all the inhabitants of the land. For look, I am calling all the clans, the reigns of the north, declares Yahuwah, and they shall come, and each one set his throne at the entrance of the gates of Jerusalem, against all of its walls, all around, against all the cities of Yehudah. And I shall pronounce my judgments against them concerning all their evil, because they have forsaken me, burned incense to their mighty ones, to other mighty ones, and bowed themselves to the works of their own hands. Now gird up your loins and arise and speak to them all that I command you. Do not break down before their faces, lest I break you before them. Whoa. For look, I have made you this day a walled city, and an iron column and bronze walls against all the land, against the sovereigns of Yehudah, against her head, against her priests, against her people of the land. And they shall fight you, but not prevail against you, for I am with you, declares Yahuwah, to deliver you. And this is exactly what I'm talking about is, when we walk in obedience with him, he covers and protects us. 2. And the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, Go, and you shall cry in the hearing of Jerusalem, saying, Thus say Yahuwah, I remember you, the loving commitment of your youth, and the love of your bridehood, when you went after me in the wilderness and in the land that was not sown. Israel was set apart to Yahuwah, the first fruits of his increase. All who ate of it became guilty. Evil came upon them, declares Yahuwah. Hear the word of Yahuwah, O house of Jacob, and all the clans of the house of Israel. And then John 2, 13 through 22. And Pesach of the Yahudim was near. So Passover was near. Passover of the Jews was near. And Yahusha went up to Jerusalem. See, he's going up for the feast, being an obedient son, just like we're supposed to, and observe the feasts. And he found in the set apart place those selling oxen and sheep and doves and the money changers sitting. And having made a whip of cords, he drove them out of the set apart place with the sheep and the oxen and poured out the money changers' coins and overturned the tables. I try to picture it because, there's the temple now. It's the building temple, not the tabernacle, which we're dealing with back in in the Torah portion. Where were these people set up? Were they in the courtyard? Probably, just interesting. So, and he said to those selling doves, Take these away. Do not make the house of my father a house of merchandise. Man, how many churches out there have their little coffee shop with their coffee cups and their t-shirts and yeah. And his taught ones remembered that it was written, The ador for your house has eaten me up. And that is TEH 69.9, and I'm not sure what is TEH. I need to figure these out and have them written in here. And the Yahudim answered and said to him, What sign do you show us, since you are doing these? Yahushua answered and said to them, Destroy this dwelling place, and in 3 days I shall raise it. Boy, that one caused some trouble for him, didn't it? Then the Yahudim said, It took 46 years to build this dwelling place, and you're going to raise it in 3 days? But he spoke about the dwelling place of his body. So when he was raised from the dead, his taught ones remembered that he had said this to them, and they believed the scripture and the word which Yahushua had said. So, thank you once again for joining me. Look, I didn't go too, I got it all in there. I've got some great resources. If you're interested, there's some really awesome YouTube videos on commentaries, also some links with some commentaries. The book that I was reading from in the beginning is A Year Through Torah, a weekly journey for Christians. I'll put the link for it in the description if I remember when I'm uploading. And I'll put the link also for this week's Bible study. There's a bunch of PDFs that you can print off from different ministries and their commentaries. And some of these are, the ones that I come across, there's so many I can't get to them all, but man, they're good. They're really, really good. I mean, the depths that some of these go, because I guess, and I'll butcher this, I won't get it all right, but there's different layers, which makes sense as you're reading through the word. You can tell that, how is it that you read one thing one year and a year later you read something entirely different in the same passage, because you understand it in a different layer. And then there's the surface layer, then there's the deeper layers to peel back. And so if you're interested in some of these resources, message me just in the comments. I get notification, and let me know if you have any questions or if you'd like to join our weekly women's Bible study. We study through the portion, and then we meet on Thursday afternoons, and online through Discord. and we have a conversation about what Yahuwah has shared with us. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you, please comment below and let me know, and I can get you all hooked up with that. Thank you again for joining me. Be blessed. And Father, I pray that you just bless everybody who has listened to this today. Bless their families, put a hedge of protection around them, provide their needs, Father, and draw them into a deeper walk with you. In Yahushua's mighty name, amen. Be blessed, and we'll see you next week, Yah willing.